writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatical.
Hello, 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 hello. All right. Let's make sure the mic's working. Testing. Everyone can hear me. Let me pull this up for everyone. Welcome to the semifinals. And we are going to get started today. We have a couple games going on for semifinals. We have 5 games to play. It's going to be double elimination until we get to the top 2. Finals will be played tomorrow, and we're hosting a Pokemon trading card game online tournament this month for 8 players. We got 4 knocked out last week, and we're down to the final 4. The grand prize winner tomorrow is going to win a TCG Booster Box, Pokemon TCG Booster Box. And so the players that are left that didn't get knocked out are Caustic, Naruto Fan, Chrono Chris, and Monkey Bones. We're going to play, the top seed was Chrono Chris. Then coming in second place was Caustic, third place was Naruto, and fourth place was Monkey Bones last week. And so today we're going to get started with the number 2 versus number 3 seed, which will be Caustic and Naruto Fan for the first game. Moving on to the second game will be the number 1 seed versus the number 4 seed, which is Chrono Chris versus Monkey Bones. And then the winner of those 2 games will be set up for the fourth match to be played. The losers from the first 2 rounds will play in the third game, their chance to get back, and then moving forward of the winner of that one will move on to play the loser of the next game, and the person who lost both games from the losers round 1 will of course be knocked out. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. It looks like we got our 2 players have joined us in Discord, so we're going to go ahead and have them share their screen, and we're going to get moved on into game number 1 of the semifinals. Here we go. We got one screen live. Let me go ahead and switch on over to that. Give me 1 second here. Oops. Give me 1 second while I pop this out. Oops. There we go. All right, and we are ready for game number 1. Good luck to everyone playing, and here we go. And it looks like Caustic is calling the coin flip. He lost, or Naruto lost the coin flip, so Caustic gets to choose who goes first. And it looks like Naruto will be going first. And again, we won't be calling anything that is in their hand, only what we see inactive and on the bench. So it looks like Naruto did play Eevee and Caustic played Jirachi. And Naruto ended his turn, passed it over to Caustic. Let's see what Caustic comes out with. He plays the Cherish Ball. And he pulls out a tag team Pokemon. He plays Air Balloon on Jirachi, uses Stellar Wish. Caustic uses Quick Ball, discards a Steel Energy, puts in Zaxian. He's now contemplating anything else he wants to do. He puts a Steel Energy on his tag team, I believe. Puts another energy on the bench up, and he moved it on over. Using Zaxian's ability. And now it's Naruto's turn. Naruto played a Rare Candy. He evolved his Pokemon on the bench, used Crushing Hammer, and it failed. He draws 2 cards and ends his turn. Now it's on the side of Caustic, on the red side. Plays what I believe is another Zaxian. And he shuffles his cards and draws 6 new ones, putting energy onto the bench, stacking up his bench. Meanwhile, his bench is almost completely full as Naruto only has 1 on the bench. Jirachi uses his ability again, uses Switch, and uses his GX move, and that is it for the match. He cannot use any more GX moves. Naruto discards a water energy from his opponent's active Pokemon in play. Ends his turn, puts it on the side of Caustic, and he's contemplating what to do next. Those of you in the chat who's watching, let us know who you think's going to win. Is it going to be Caustic on the red side or Naruto on the blue side? Caustic plays a quick ball. Is now deciding what to do here. Alright. Caustic uses Professor Research, discard his hand, draws 7 new cards. And Naruto fan is angry. We're still tied with prize cards. Each player still have remaining 6 prize cards to take. And it looks like on the red side of Caustic, he has almost a full bench and was working on building it up. And then on the side of Naruto and the blue side, he has an Eevee in play and 1 on the bench. Uses Zaxian's ability, draws 3 cards, ends his turns, and now goes to the side of Naruto on the blue side. Puts another Pokemon on the bench. Plays a card and it fails twice. Ends his turn, goes back to the side of Caustic on the red side. He is deciding what to do. Does not look like a start either wanted. A couple of rounds in. They wish for better cards and more energies, I'm sure, at this moment right now. This is the first game of the semifinals. There will be 5 games played today for the semifinals, which will decide the next 2 who will move on to the finals, which will be tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Costa plays the energy switch, pulls it from the bench, puts it on his Zaxian in play. Caustic plays a great catcher. Discards cards from his hand, switches Naruto's Pokemon from the bench onto the field. Shuffles his hand and Naruto's hand and plays Brave Blade. And that will go ahead and knock out Naruto's Pokemon. As Caustic gets to draw 3 prize cards. Naruto goes ahead and evolves Eevee into Sylveon, plays an energy onto Sylveon. Puts a wishful baton on Sylveon. Uses the attack magical ribbon, and now it is Caustic's turn. Caustic draws cards and ends his turn. Naruto plays a rare candy. Has Gardevoir on the bench now. Puts an Eevee onto the bench. Naruto's contemplating what to do next. These next few decisions will predict the outcome of the match. Places another fairy energy on Sylveon. Uses Gardevoir's ability. Sylveon retreats, puts in Eevee. Plays Team Skull Grunt. And that is the first game. Naruto concedes to Caustic, and we will go ahead and update our results. And while we do that, we will go ahead and ping our next contestants to go ahead and join in on the chat. Get into Discord here. All right. So we did have Caustic move on. There we go. So Caustic moves on into the next field, and Naruto moves into the losers of round 1. And we got Monkey Bones and Chrono Chris on the Discord. Perfect. We were just waiting for one of them to share their screens, and then we will move on to the second game in round 1. Number 1 seed versus number 4 seed. All right, we got Monkey Bones stream up. Let's go ahead and take a look and switch over to his screen, and we will get started here. All right, and we've initiated the match challenge to Chrono Chris. Waiting for him to accept, and we will get right into game number 2. All right, here we go. Chrono Chris will start first over on the red side, and we have Monkey Bones on the blue side. Actually, it looks like Monkey Bones will be putting in his active Pokemon first, and then Chrono Chris. Sorry about that. All right, and it looks like there's 2 heavy hitters already on the field, and on the side of Monkey Bones, he has 1 Pokemon on the bench, and it is Chrono Chris's turn to decide what to do first. Attaches the energy to his Pokemon on the field. Pulls a card into his hand. A Trainer's Mail. Uses it twice. Pulls a Max Elixir out. Plays a Quick Ball. Discards a Electric Energy. Plays a Bolton V onto his bench. Switches Bolton V into the active playfield. Uses Max Elixir. Passes, and it's on the side of Monkey Bones. Plays an Elixir. Plays Pierce. Gets the search for Dark Energy. Monkey Bones plays a Grimmsnarl onto his bench, puts an energy onto Grimmsnarl, and comes out with the first attack against Bolton V, doing 60 damage. Chrono Chris plays an Electric Energy to pull Bolton V. And he is contemplating his next moves here. Uses a Professor Research, discards his hands, draws 7 new cards. Plays a Max Elixir. Shuffles his deck. Plays a Floatstone onto Bolton V. plays Field Blower. Uses Electrify. Puts 2 electric energy onto the Pokemon on his bench. Monkey Bones plays Pierce. Starting to stack his bench, and does another attack for 40 onto Bolton V, and then passes his turn over to, or ending his turn over to Chrono Chris on the red side. Chrono Chris is contemplating what he can do next. Plays a Guzma. Switches out to the Grimmsnarl VMAX on this blue side, and then changes his Pokemon for Reshiram. Or what is that? Sorry. His tag team. And does 150 damage to Grimmsnarl VMAX. And puts 3 energy onto the bench. Grimmsnarl VMAX retreats, puts in Wobbuffet V, and then passes turn over to Chrono Chris. Chrono Chris uses a Max Elixir. Plays a Guzma. Switches back to the Grimmsnarl VMAX and Bolton. Finishes it off. And Chrono Chris will take his prize cards for a total of 3. Monkey Bones puts in Wobbuffet V, plays Snorlax onto the bench. Evolves 2 Pokemon onto his bench. Puts the energy onto his bench and ends his turn, putting it over to the side of Chrono Chris. Chrono Chris plays a Crobat onto the bench. Draws cards. attacks Wobbuffet, knocking it out, and Chrono Chris will take 2 prize cards, leaving 1 remaining prize card left for Chrono Chris to win. Monkey Bones evolves Snorlax into VMAX. Discards his hand, draws 7. Uses Energy Press, knocks out Chrono Chris Bolton V. Takes 2 prize cards. And now it is time for Chrono Chris to figure out how he is going to end this. Uses Electro Power. And he defeats Monkey Bones. So don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to update the results here, and it will be the losers bracket first going in, which will be Monkey Bones versus Naruto Fan. All right, so here's our updated results. As you can see here, we have Caustic vs. Chrono Chris will be played after the game of Naruto Fan and Monkey Bones. The loser of this next game, game number 3, Naruto Fan and Monkey Bones, that will be it for them. They will be knocked out of the competition, and the third place will still have a chance to make it to the finals. All right, so we're going to get back into the action here. Let's go ahead and switch on over to our live screen where Naruto Fan will initiate a challenge to Monkey Bones, which is Demon Bubble. All right, here we go. We're getting into game number 3. The loser of this game will be eliminated from the tournament. So this is it on the line here for that grand prize of a Pokemon TCG Booster Box. The winner will go on to face the top seeds right now, and the loser will be finished. Hashtag ban Chris coming through the chat. All right, so on the field, on the blue side is Naruto. On the red side is Monkey Bones. Monkey Bones went first, has Snorlax V on the field, played an energy. Naruto played Eevee onto the field, puts a Fairy Energy on, evolves it into Sylveon. Discards the top of Monkey Bones' deck. Uses the attack Magical Ribbon. Ends his turn, and it's down the side of Monkey Bones. Monkey Bones plays Piers. Collects a double colorless. Uses Snorlax's attack and does 60 damage to Sylveon. Gardevoir is now on the bench for Naruto. He discards Snorlax's double colorless energy and attacks Snorlax for 110, ends his turn, and now it is onto Monkey Bones. Evolves his Grimmsnarl on the bench to Grimmsnarl V Max. Plays Piers again. Gets another Grimmsnarl and double colorless energy. Puts it back on Snorlax V. Uses the attack Swallow for another 60 damage. And it... excuse me. Let me see if I can switch over streams here. Sylveon does 110 damage to Snorlax. Monkey Bones plays another Piers, collects another double colorless and another Grimmsnarl V Max, plays it onto the bench, adds it to Snorlax, double colorless, attacks for 60, heals for 60. Naruto uses Pokemon Center Lady, heals Sylveon for 60, evolves Eevee on the bench to Sylveon. Plays Switch, switches Gardevoir onto the field, attacks Snorlax for 120, knocks Snorlax V out. Naruto will take his prize cards, which is 2. Has 4 left to win. On the side of Monkey Bones, red side, he puts in Grimmsnarl VMAX, still has 6 prize cards remaining. Puts energy on his Pokemon in play. Discards his hand, draws 7. Ends his turn. Puts experience share on the Sylveon on the bench. Naruto's contemplating what his next move will be. Pulls a supporter card from the discard pile. Uses it and to get rid of energy on the Grimmsnarl VMAX. Gardevoir uses the attack Infinite Force, does 30 damage. Just tickles the Grimmsnarl VMAX. Monkey Bones uses an elixir. Plays Sonya. Gets to search for 2 Pokemon or 2 energy. Pulls 2 Pokemon onto his hand. Puts a Snorlax V on the bench, a Wobbuffet V on the bench. Ends his turn. Naruto plays Crushing Hammer and it fails. Gardevoir uses his attack, does 30 damage to the Grimmsnarl V Max. Monkey Bones evolves Snorlax into V Max. Plays another Wobbuffet onto the field, puts another energy onto the Grimmsnarl V Max on his bench. Ends his turn. What will Naruto do? Gardevoir attacks, doing 60 damage. Another energy goes onto the Grimmsnarl VMAX on the bench. Ends his turn. Naruto plays an Eevee onto his bench. Attacks again with Infinite Force, doing 60 damage to the Grimmsnarl VMAX. Another energy goes on the Grimmsnarl VMAX on the bench. Naruto plays Crushing Hammer and it fails yet again. There are 3 Sylveons now on the bench. Gardevoir retreats, puts in the Sylveon. He attacks the bench, putting them back into his hand. He has to start all over, put Snorlax V out and Grimmsnarl V back out onto his bench. Puts the energy onto the Snorlax V. Sylveon uses the Attack Magical Ribbon. By the way, that was Sylveon's GX move last round and cannot do that again. Snorlax V evolves into VMAX, and Grimmsnarl V on the bench evolves into Grimmsnarl VMAX. There's another energy going on to the Snorlax VMAX. Ends his turn. Now it's on the side of Naruto. Puts a double colorless on Gardevoir, uses his ability. Attaches a fairy energy to Gardevoir. Naruto fan now contemplating what moves to do next. Naruto uses the Attack Magical Ribbon again. Ends his turn. Now it's back on the side of Monkey Bones on the red side. Plays a Dark Claw on Grimmsnarl VMAX. Adds another energy to Snorlax VMAX. Plays Crushing Hammer and it fails yet again. Another fairy goes on to Gardevoir GX. Uses his ability and another fairy energy goes on Gardevoir GX. Sylveon uses the attack and does 110 damage to the Grimmsnarl VMAX in play. Monkey Bones puts the energy on Grimmsnarl VMAX on the bench, ends his turn back to the side of Naruto on the blue side. For those of you who are just joining in, this is the third game of today, and whoever loses will be completely eliminated from the tournament. Uses Fairy Wind, does 110 damage to the Grimmsnarl VMAX. And Naruto gets to drive 3 prize cards, leaving him with 1 remaining prize card to take this game. Monkey Bones puts in Snorlax VMAX, uses an Ether, puts a energy on the Grimmsnarl VMAX on the bench, attacks the Sylveon, and knocks it out. Moves a Fairy Energy to Gardevoir. Monkey Bones takes his first 2 prize cards of the game. Puts a Fairy Energy onto Gardevoir GX. Use Team Skull Grunt, discards 2 energy. Gardevoir GX uses Infinite Force, does 300 damage to Snorlax VMAX. Monkey Bones uses Bird Keeper, switch out, adds an energy to Grimmsnarl VMAX, attacks it thinking he might kill it, and it does half damage resistance. Monkey Bones has 4 remaining prize cards. Naruto has 1 remaining prize card. Switches Snorlax VMAX back out, uses Infinite Force, therefore knocking out Snorlax VMAX, taking the remaining prize card to win and stay in. Naruto will move on, and Monkey Bones has been eliminated from the tournament. Thank you for playing, Monkey Bones. We will update the scores here live, and we will now get back into the top 2 seeds will go against each other, which is Caustic versus Chrono Chris. Let's go ahead and we will ping them up. They already joined on the Discord, so we are just waiting for one of them to share their screen. Caustic will share his screen, and we will get going into the next game here. And he has shared his screen, so we will get back over. And there we go. And we have initiated the challenge. Caustic has initiated Chrono Chris. He has accepted, and we are moving on to the top 2 seeds fighting each other. One of them will win and move on. One of them will lose, and that will be their first loss, and they will still be in it to make it to top 2. Whoever wins this does secure their spot into the finals. The loser of this game will play Naruto, and that will be their last chance to make it to the finals. This is a very important game if they want to just move on into finals and not have to play another game. Alright, so on the side of Caustic, he does have 1 Pokemon in play, Aegislash, and on the side of Chrono Chris, he has Sudowoodo in play, and that is it. No Pokemon on the bench. Chrono Chris is on the red side, Caustic is on the blue side. Chrono Chris plays a Quick Ball, discards 1 card. He's contemplating which card to choose. Alright, and he did pull a Tag Team out. Puts it onto the bench, plays a Max Elixir, plays another Max Elixir, puts 2 Lightning Energy onto the bench, ends his turn, goes on to the side of Caustic. Caustic plays a Water Energy onto Aegislash, then he shuffles his hand and redraws 5 cards, shuffles Chrono Chris's hand, he redraws 4 cards. Caustic plays Cherish Ball. Switches the Water Energy onto the bench. Ends his turn, goes back over to Chrono Chris on the red side. Plays Guzma, switches both his and his opponent's Pokemon from the bench into the field of play. Plays a Dedenne, discards his hand, redraws 6 cards. What will Chrono Chris do next? We will find out. Chrono Chris attacks with full blitz, doing 150 damage to the side of Caustic. Adds 3 more lightning energy to Pikarom. Adds a steel energy. Uses boss's order, switches to the Sudowoodo. Uses Altered Creation, that is his GX move, which you can only use one time during the match, and he has now used it. Over to the side of Chrono Chris on the red side. Chrono Chris plays an Ultra Ball. Discards 2 electric energy. Pulls a Dedenne into his hand. For those of you who are watching, this is game number 4. The winner will be secured to the final spot that will be played tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern. The loser of this will play Naruto, and the winner of that game versus Naruto will move on to the finals. Chrono Chris plays an escape rope, puts Aegislash V onto the field for Caustic, puts Dedenne onto the field, plays VS Seeker, pulls Guzma, plays Guzma, Pikarom is back out onto the field. Chrono Chris contemplating what to do next. Plays a Bolton V onto the field, uses full blitz on the Pikarom, knocks out Caustic. Chrono Chris takes his 3 prize cards. Aegislash V goes onto the field of play. Caustic uses Energy Spinner. Gets to put a basic energy into his hand. Puts an air balloon on Aegislash V, plays Jirachi onto the bench, adds a steel energy to Aegislash V, retreats, plays in Jirachi, uses his ability Stellar Wish. Plays Professor Research, draws 7 cards. Is contemplating what his next move will be. Caustic plays Metal Saucer, puts Steel Energy onto Aegislash, plays Jirachi, plays Crobat, draws 2 cards, plays Quick Ball, discards a Steel Energy, puts Zaxian V onto the field, uses Zaxian V's ability, draws 3 cards, a little trash talking going on. Chrono Chris plays Guzma, pulls Crobat V onto the field. Bolton V goes onto the field on the side of Chrono Chris. Switches out, Pikarom goes in, uses Tag Bolt, does 200 damage, 170 to the bench, and draws 3 cards and wins the match. Let's go ahead and update our results here. Chrono Chris moves on, so it will now be Caustic versus Naruto Fan. The winner of this game will move on to the finals tomorrow against Chrono Chris. Chrono Chris has secured his spot into the finals. And let's go ahead and get switched back over for the last game of today. This will be for the second place. For the top 2 finish, Chrono Chris has been secured. And now will it be Naruto or Caustic? Alright, and on the side of Caustic, he has a Dedenne in play. Naruto on the red side has an Eevee in play. Uses Eevee's ability. Evolves into Sylveon. Has a Fairy Energy on the Sylveon. Caustic plays a Cherish Ball, looking through his options. Chrono Chris in Twitch chat says go Caustic. This is an important game for both players, as this will either advance them or end their chance for the grand prize of a Pokemon TCG Booster Box. So we will see who will move on and who will be eliminated from the tournament. Zaxian V goes out onto the bench on the Caustic. Uses Zaxian's ability, draws, is able to draw cards, goes back onto the side of Naruto, plays Crushing Hammer, and he hits, removing a Water Energy from the bench. Naruto shuffles his hand, draws 6, shuffles Caustic's hand, and he will also draw 6. Puts a Fairy Energy onto the bench. Uses Sylveon's attack, is able to draw 3 cards ends his turn. Caustic plays Quick Ball, discards a Steel Energy. plays another Zaxian onto the bench, uses switch. Zaxian is now onto the field of play with Air Balloon attached to it. Steel Energy goes onto the Zaxian on the bench. Another Steel Energy is played from Metal Saucer onto the bench. Uses his ability, Steel Energy goes onto Zaxian V in play and draws 2 cards. Naruto fan uses a Crushing Hammer, fails, uses another Crushing Hammer. That one hits, removes the Steel Energy from the Zaxian V on the bench. Uses Rocket Grunt, removes another energy from Zaxian V in play. Uses Rare Candy, evolves to Gardevoir on the bench. Uses the attack Fairy Wind from Sylveon, does 110 damage to Zaxian, ends his turn, and it goes over to Caustic. Caustic attaches a Steel Energy to Zaxian V, plays Metal Saucer, attaches another Steel Energy to Zaxian V, plays Energy Spinner, and will choose a basic energy to put into his hand. Uses Zaxian's ability, draws 3 cards, ends his turn, goes over to the side of Naruto on the red side. Naruto plays VS Seeker, pulls End card, plays it. Each player will shuffle their hand and draw. Naruto shuffles and draws 6. Caustic shuffles and draws 6 as well. Uses Gardevoir's Secret Spring, attaches 3 Fairy Energy to Gardevoir. Uses Infinite Force, deals 150 damage to Zaxian V on the field of play. Plays Metal Saucer, attaches a Steel Energy to the Zaxian on the bench. Moves that from the bench onto the Zaxian in play. Just a reminder for those who are watching, at 8 p.m. tonight we will be doing live pack breaks. So if you want your chance to pull a Pikachu, which I think will happen, from Vivid Voltage, that will be tonight at 8 p.m. We also allow purchasing during the live stream, and we will open that for you and get that shipped to you. Zaxian V from Caustic uses Brave Blade, removes Gardevoir from the field, and he will now draw his prize cards and gets a total of 2. Sylveon comes from the bench out onto the field on the side of Naruto, on the red side. Naruto is now contemplating what to do, attacks Zaxian for 110, knocks him out of the field of play, and Naruto draws his 2 prize cards, and we're back even 2-2. Again, this is an important game for both players as each player will be either eliminated from the tournament and that will be it. That will end their run. Or if they win, they will move on to face Chrono Chris in the finals tomorrow. And the winner will get the grand prize of a Pokemon TCG Booster Box. Caustic uses the Cherish Ball. Pulls out a Quick Ball, discards a card, and pulls another one into his hand. Plays Zaxian V onto the bench. Naruto taunting Caustic. Zaxian uses his ability, draws 3 cards, ends his turn, goes over to the side of Naruto. Plays Leandre, switches the Zaxian from the bench onto the field, knocks it out with Sylveon, and Naruto will draw his 2 prize cards, goes over to the side of Caustic. Caustic contemplating his decisions. Caustic plays Mental Saucer, puts Steel Energy on, puts a Steel Energy on again onto the Zaxian. Switches Zaxian onto the field. Uses Zaxian's ability, will draw 3 cards, ends his turn, goes over to the side of Naruto. Naruto switches the Zaxian for Dedenne. Uses Fairy Wind, does 110 damage to Dedenne. Switches Zaxian back out onto the field, adds a Steel Energy, uses Brave Bird, takes out Naruto with one swift move. Naruto has no other Pokemon in play. That ends it. Naruto has been eliminated from the tournament. Let's update the results here. And Caustic will move on to play Chrono Chris in the finals. That is it for the semis today. The winners our Chrono Chris and Caustic, who will move on to the finals tomorrow, which will take place at 3 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. Thank all the losers today, Monkey Bones and Naruto, for playing. They will get a prize from us. We will get that over to them. And tomorrow will be the finals. And we will look forward to having more tournaments again. Next month we will bring back tournaments and have actually more for beginners as well too. So everyone can join and play. But those were some great matches today, ending up with our two finalists, Chrono Chris and Caustic. Congratulations, you guys are moving on to the finals. We will see you back here tomorrow at 3 p.m. And if you're coming on stream later tonight at 8 p.m., we will be doing live pack breaks. Other than that, we will see you later.